Hi guys, welcome to QNAP live broadcast, and I'm Sam. Today we're going to talk about a brand new NAS, which is incredible and maybe will make you feel astonished because that is a NAS that we built for AI developers. So it's a very big one, and the hardware is extremely good. So this is called TS-2888X. So from the name, we will see that it has 28 trays for our hard disk, and right. Even furthermore, it contains not only 3.5 hard disk, 2.5 SSD, it contains U.2 for enterprise user. So today we have our PM David here and our project manager Dennis. Dennis, please come closer.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And David will show you the hardware spec, and since QNAP is a NAS manufacturer, we also have AI department, and Dennis is in charge of the AI department. So we also have encountered some problems when we are doing the AI developing, and since we know the difficulties, and also we have the NAS for AI, so Dennis is our first client, and today Dennis will share his experience about how QNAP NAS helped him to overcome all the difficulties when he is doing the everything.
Yes.
Started from like the collecting all the hardware from the other brands in the market, and how can we help him to solve the problem, and all the other things that QNAP NAS can support him. So let's get into the slide first. And this will be the look of our TS-2888X. And let's check on the processor. Is a Xeon W processor. So W is actually really good, and it has up to 18 cores.
Yes.
Basically, 18 cores is rare to be seen in the market because it's a very high-end processor.
Right.
You might not be able to find end user computer or something like that with 18 cores, and it can turbo boost up to 4.5 gigahertz. So the performance is really good. And a little secret for you, I have already seen the spec. And speaking of the DRAM, oh my god, that is wow. So please, David, show us about it.
Okay. I think we can start with the AlphaGo, because we are talking about AI, and I think everybody knows the story about the AlphaGo. AlphaGo won the Go game and defeated a lot of good Go game masters, no matter in Korea or in China. So people start to think about the artificial intelligence because it's really hard for AI or computer to win a Go game because it's too complicated for the computers. And then this kind of thinking, how I can leverage the AI in my business or in my industrial, start to in everybody's thinking. So before that, I think I would like to talk about the terminology first. AI stands for artificial intelligence. That is a big scope. The biggest one. We hope all the machines can do, people can do.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the hope. But there is one way, that is machine learning. Machine learning is one of the way to achieve the artificial intelligence. Machine learning is just like we teach machine, we give the machine a lot of data, and then the machine will train by himself. And after a while, machine has the ability to predict or recognize the data or pictures that the machine has never seen before. And how we can achieve the machine learning? So we go to the deep learning. So deep learning is a technology or methodology that helps the machine to learn. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, that is the relationship between the three terminology. So no matter we are talking about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, or deep learning, it's all related to the computing data. Okay, so let's check the applications of the artificial intelligence. Actually, there are many companies or industrial or business, they are leveraging this technology right now. Just like I think everybody knows the Tesla, or everybody knows a lot of automobile companies. They start to try to have the vehicles that is, you don't have to have a driver. Just vehicles will drive by itself, and it can detect the dangerous emerging situation and will alert you, or we can say that is a driver assistance system.
Yes.
You can also use this kind of technology and like healthcare, predict or help the doctor in diagnosis in the medical imaging.
Yes.
So actually, the AI technology is widely being used in all the industrial and companies right now. Everybody wants to use the AI. And so let's see 3 critical factors in the deep learning, or we can say in the AI: data, algorithm, and computing. Just like what I said before, if you want to help or if you want to teach the machine to do the learning stuff, you have to feed a lot of data.
Yes.
So that the machine can learn. So you must have a lot of data, and then machine can get the information and try to figure out the algorithm and from those data. And since there are a lot of data for the machine, and computing power is also quite important, and then the algorithm that is the also a key part of the deep learning. So data, computing, and algorithm. And for the AI process, we say we have a lot of data. So this is how AI working. So collect the data, get the data, and then you are going to do the machine learning. Machine learning includes you have to build up the model, feed the model with those data, and do the training. Train the machine and adjust the parameters, and then after that you can deploy your result. We call that as inference in another machine or in the same machine to do the AI stuff. And of course, you need to feedback and retrain if the inference the result of the inference is not good. So according to this process, you need data, so you need storage. You need to training, so you need high performance like a GPU card or processors, and also you need high performance storage to reduce the I/O latency between the data transmission. Okay, so this is the idea of those AI process. However, everybody wants to adopt the AI technology, but actually it's not that easy for all the companies to adopt this kind of technology. Like I listed several points, 10 points for those companies. For example, they have limited budget, and so they have insufficient performance in their training machine, and also some confidential information, just like medical information. It's not easy for them to use those confidential information in the cloud base, because some people would say, I have a limited budget, so I cannot buy a real machine in my company, but they would like to use the cloud training. But unfortunately, those information are confidential. They don't want to put those information in the cloud. And even though they can buy the hardware, and they are going to encounter how to set up everything in the machine, because the key is they want to train the data. They don't have to learn how to install the GPU card, how to prepare the container virtualization station, or how to get those data. They just need to they feel painful because they just want to have the result and doing the training, not learning how to set up the hardware and software.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what I see here is basically only one problem. All right. If they need a good enough equipment,
Yeah.
they will need a good budget.
Budget.
So if they don't have good budget, they cannot have good equipment. So they cannot have 100% of their performance. So they cannot make money, so they don't have enough budget, so their budget will be limited.
It
So
looks
they
like
cannot have, so they cannot have a better equipment.
Yeah.
So that is how the story goes.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's take a look at the TS-2888X, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah, let's see what is the solution that we provide to them.
Yeah, QNAP provide this solution, TS-2888X. It's not just only in hardware; it also includes the software part as well. So we build up this AI NAS. So we say it's computing and data in a storage. It's in the same storage in the same box. So let's take a look about the hardware part.
Sure.
We have the Intel Xeon processor, and it's Intel Xeon W processor. It has up to 18 cores and 36 threads. If you leverage a turbo boost function, you can turbo boost up to 4.5 gigahertz, and it supports DDR4 ECC RDIMM and up to 512 gigabyte. So it's a pretty powerful processor with high core counts and high frequency.
Yes.
And this is the block diagram. Normally we don't show this to customers, but in this machine, I think we prefer to show the details for our customers. You can see the Intel Xeon processor with the Intel 400 series chipset, and we offer customers 8 PCIe slots, 6 from the CPU side, 2 from the chipset side, and also 8 RDIMMs, long DIMMs, so you can install 8 DDR4 ECC DIMM in our system, and 4 GB LAN port, 2 10 GB ST port as well. And for the storage part, we offer SATA hard drive, 8 SATA hard drive ports, and 2.5 HD SSD ports, 16. And there is a special port. We offer 4 U.2 SSD ports as well in this system. So I will introduce that later on. Okay. Why we say it is computing and storage in a NAS? You can see this picture. It looks like a tiny small NAS, but actually it's big. So from the front view, you can see this is the front side. But if you take out the chase cover from both sides, left side and right side, and you can see there is a computing zone in the left side, and there is another storage zone at the right side. So computing zone, you can see CPU, processors, and the RAM, and a lot of PCIe slots. And storage zone, you can see a lot of drive base over there. So you can think this is just like a hyperconverged AI NAS. We combine the computing part and the storage part into a hardware system. So the idea would reduce the data transmission via the network. So if your data is here, no matter 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 10 terabyte, and your computing is just right in the NAS, you don't have to move or transfer the data between NAS and storage, and between the NAS to the computing node. So this is the concept we built up this 2888X. Okay, from view. Okay, we have power button. LCN is normal. We have 2 USB port button on the top side, and we have an L inlet screen. And behind the L inlet screen, there are 12 centimeter smart fan behind that. That is for cooling down the whole system. And we have 4 rotating wheels at the bottom, because actually this machine is quite heavy. So we ship with 4 rotating wheels. That would be helpful for the customer if they want to move this NAS from one partition to another partition.
Sure.
Okay. This is a real view. Let's start from the left side. We have 2,000 watt power supply, and of course at the rear side we have system cooling fan. At the right hand side, we offer 4 GB LAN port and the USB, and 2 10 GB ST LAN port, and there are 8 PCIe Gen 3 slots at the rear side. You can see those slots. Okay, So that was the front view and the rear view, and now we go to the side view, both sides. This is the computing side. At the top, we have Intel Xeon W multi-core processor with DDR4 RDIMM. There are 8 RDIMM slots over there. At the bottom of this side, you can see 8 PCIe slots. And in this picture, we already installed 4 GPU adapters into those slots. So we support up to maximum 4 GPU card. That, of course, if you have like a single slot wise GPU card, you can install 8. But normally the high-end GPU card is double wise PCIe slot. Okay. We offer extra PCIe power connector for those GPU cards. And because the Intel Xeon W is a little bit hot, okay, so we offer our customers Aztec CPU liquid cooling system in the 2888X. And you can see in the picture there is a liquid cooling pump. It is just on top of the CPU, and the water goes into the CPU and bring out those heat into the liquid cooling radiators. So the benefit of this liquid cooling system is the performance is quite good, and also it's quiet. Okay, we have seen the upper part of the computing zone. Let's see the lower part of the computing zone. That is the PCIe slot area. Just like what I mentioned, we have 8 extra PCIe power connector, and there are 3 fans at the front side. It will bring the cold air, suck the cold air in the from the front side, and the hot air will go out of the chassis at the rear side. And we designed the PCIe area a little different from before. The first one is the maximum depth is 330 millimeter. So almost all the GPU card in the market can fit into this chassis. And the second part is we widen the gaps between slots, because some of the GPU cards they don't follow the standard because of they have heatsink, and they have air duct, they have fan on top of the GPU card. So actually it's wider than the PCIe standard. So some of the customers, they may encounter this situation. They purchase 2 GPU cards, but the interference happens when they want to install 2 GPU cards into the chassis. So we widen the gap between the slots. That is one of the benefits. Another benefit is you are going to have better heat dissipation because there is a gap, right? Okay, so we are going to support the mainstream acceleration card. That means no matter NVIDIA or Intel or AMD, you can check we are going to provide the compatibility list on our website. So it's not only just one brand or focus on only one brand. So no matter the NVIDIA, Intel, AMD, or if we have found good acceleration card, we will provide them on our compatibility list. That means you just purchase the card and install. You don't have to worry about those driver issues, how to tuning those drivers. No. Okay, let's move to this is the storage zone. The storage zone, one thing special is here. Let's start from the right corner. We have 4 2.5 U.2 SSD port, and I think in the X72XT we have M.2 PCIe Gen 3x2, but in this 2888X we offer PCIe Gen 3x4 per port. Yes, you can see the performance later. It's really faster. And we offer 16 2.5 SATA 6 gigabit SSD ports and 8 3.5 2.5 SATA hard drive port there. So it's massive high performance storage in a box. So if you need huge capacity, you can leverage those SATA hard drive ports to install hard disks. And if you want to have extremely high performance, of course we offer U.2.
Sorry.
U.2, and we have a lot of 2.5 SSD ports. Okay, and then here is the performance.
What is the then?
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the performance over here. Okay. In the picture, it is Intel SSD. It's U.2, PCIe Gen 3 by 4, yes, by 4. And the performance numbers from this one. You can see in the chart, let's see the sequential rewrite performance. For this PCIe Gen 3 by 4 SSD, the performance reached around 2,600 megabyte per second in read, and at the same time, if you check the SATA hard drive sequential rewrite performance, it is around 150 to 180. So it's a huge difference between the
hard disk
and our SSD. Yeah, especially it's PCIe Gen 3 by 4. So you can see same result in the random IOPS another chart. So for hard drive, the IOPS is around
75.
75. Let's say 100.
Okay.
But for the NVMe PCIe Gen 3 by 4, it's I can say 100,000 thousand.
Is that million or 2.5 million or
2.5? Yeah.
Is that
billion.
whatever? It's just like
it's
huge
really
difference.
high. So also we can compare with the SSD. Normal SSD has something like 75,000 IOPS for the random read, and compare with our U.2 PCIe Gen 3 by 4 SSD.
There is nothing to compare.
Yeah. Okay. And also we just want you to know it's coming soon bundle. Okay. Since we talk about the U.2, okay, some people will think, okay, U.2, but how if I have a lot of M.2, and I think U.2, yes, high performance, but it's a little bit expensive, but I still want to leverage the performance of your U.2. How can I do? And this is the solution we are going to offer to our customers. We have a QDC series drive converter. And it is just like a 2.5-inch hard drive. Dimension and the screw holes is exactly same as a 2.5 SSD or drive. The difference is at the front side we use a U.2 port connector, and inside we offer two models. One of the models support one M.2 SSD. So that means you can just install your M.2 SSD. That is the interface is PCIe Gen 3. Okay, you can install one PCIe Gen 3 by 4 M.2 SSD into the M.2 port and just put it into the chassis, and you can plug this QDC into the U.2 port. So another model, we are going to offer two ports in this model, that is QDC U.2 M.2 PR. The difference between these two is one is one port, another one is two port. And for the two port part, we support hardware array. You can configure these two SSD into RAID 0 or RAID 1. It's all right. Okay. Okay. This is our cooling system. We have around 10 fans in the system, but we separately the detection, the temperature detection by different zone. So that means if your CPU is pretty hot, only the CPU fan will rotate it in a very high speed. So the idea of this is we want to offer a customer a good chassis with very good cooling system, but we also want to offer our customers a quiet operating environment. So you can easily just put this next to your desk, and you will not feel the noise from our NAS. Okay. So since we expand, or you can put this NAS just next to your seat and you can do your computing stuff. So we also offer the rotating wheels for moving around. For example, Dennis and I, although we all use this NAS, but we sit in the different partition in this office. So today I use this NAS for my computing, all the AI computing stuff, and after a while I can just move the box to the Dennis, and he can do his job. So that would be easier for the like a collaboration, or you can say move the bus around, because just like what I mentioned, the bus is very heavy. And the rotating wheels can support up to 100 kilogram dynamic load. So don't worry about the wheels are going to broken while you are moving around this box. Okay, this is the DDR part. Like I mentioned before, it's 4-channel DDR4 memory. So we will suggest our customers installing memory in 4 or 8 at once, for take advantage of the 4-channel. So if you only install 4 modules in the system, it's a simple way for you. Just install all the modules in the blue slot, and that's all. If you install 8, just fill all the slot. Just fulfill all the slots. These are the memory accessories. We offer 8 gig, 16, 32, and 64 gig memory for customers. But there is one thing you need to be aware here. The 16 gig memory is LRDIMM, low reduced DIMM. So please be aware, don't mix RDIMM and LRDIMM in your system.
Yes.
Okay, these are the SKUs we are going to offer our customers, and the W2123, that is the CPU name, CPU code name, model name. So we offer 4 different CPU models here, and each SKU has different memory size. And for the W2145 and W2195, that is BTO, build to order. That means you, if you place the order, that you will get a little bit longer lead time for that 2 SKUs. And how if the ideal SKUs is not listed here, you can just customize your AI NAS. We offer 128, 256, and 512 gigabit options for each SKU. So it's same, it's a CTO SKUs, configure to order SKUs. It has longer lead time. If you have this requirement, just contact our sales representation, and they will offer you your requirement. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, since I think above is all about the hardware part, but here we have Dennis here, and just like Sam mentioned, he's the project manager of software part. We are doing a lot of AI stuff in his department, and I am responsible for the hardware part. So I think Dennis will introduce a little bit his experience in building up the AI environment, and the advantage of using QNAP TS-2888X. Okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Honestly, we are quite excited after we have this machine. I mean, the TS-2888X.
Yeah.
It give us a lot of computing power for our daily operation. That's what I want to share with you. Okay. A lot of people ask me about they want to have a Ubuntu.
Okay.
They want to install all the stack by themselves.
Okay.
But honestly, for those framework, for example, Google, the developer of the TensorFlow, already they will announce the new TensorFlow Docker image when TensorFlow has the new version. So we can just use it, and rather than install all the package from scratch. So the better way of the future is we can just use the container station and run all the Coffee, TensorFlow, MSNet, PyTorch, Docker just in our QTS. You don't need to spend your time to install this package. It's very easy to use. After we have the GPU and the QAI to train the model, many people may say, I don't have the training data.
Okay.
But actually, there are a lot of label data on the internet. For example, Google released the Open Image V4. There are about 9 million image labeled image.
Okay.
The data is labeled.
Okay.
So you can download the full data set around 20 terabytes. So the problem we face is not there is no training data, but too much training data. How to download it? And we found it as a very good tool very creative tool on the QTS is download station.
Okay.
We can using the download station to get those files downloads one by one,
Okay.
automatically without we stand in front of our computer and download by ourselves.
It's really not easy to download 20 terabyte data at once. So sometimes if your network is not stable, I think the download station can help a lot because it can resume the download, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
The next thing is about the performance, the training performance. You may have, for example, a 4 GPU card, but you will find another problem is the GPU, the utilization of the GPU may not 100%. We want the GPU work 100%.
Yeah.
So the problem may be the bottleneck may be the hard disk. You know the IOPS will be a problem. So, but you know the SSD is much expensive. So using by leveraging the SSD cache and the EQ tier, you can have the performance of the SSD and also have the capacity of hard disk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
That's really cool, and we don't need to remember a lot of Linux command. We can just use the UI, and we can set up it very easily.
So you can easily configure no matter cache or Q tier, and you can leverage this function to reduce your cost. Right?
Yes, we can have a lot of hard disk to store data, but when we do the training, the data is from SSD, high performance disk. And when we do after we do the training, we may have a lot of model trained or a lot of training data. But sometimes the data may be moved or maybe deleted by mistake, or anything will happen, you know. So the solution is quite important to protect our data. Or our data is the value.
Yes,
is the key value. So we also enable the snapshot function for our model to make sure any data, no matter the training data or the model. Train the model, updated. And sometimes we are not just using one TS-2888X. Maybe we have different NAS, or maybe the data is remote, or we want to back up our model, our data
to another place.
Hybrid backup sync will help a lot. We can create a scheduled job, so all the data will sync automatically. That's a simple one click.
I think those data are pretty important, especially those train data, because it takes a long time, and then you get the train data. If you lose those data, that means you need to have.
We may spend
another lot of time,
another week or another month to recreate, to download data or to create a create a model.
Backup is important, and everything is really ready in the NAS right now.
Yep.
Okay.
And this one, Micro Cloud, is also very good for us. For example, when we are not for the training job, it may cost maybe hours or days to do the training. So we can leverage the Micro Cloud to remote connect to our NAS and without stay in office all night to check every stage, every training job is well. So those functions help a lot for our daily operation. And I think I would like to show you how it really works.
Sure.
Switch to the screen.
Dennis is going to demo his job.
Yes. Okay. So you can see the screen. It's the TS-2888X, the control panel. For the hardware, the CPU is Xeon W2123. And with 32 gigabytes memory. We also already plugged in 4 GPU card. So and assigned to the container station. It means our container. I mean our, for example, Coffee or TensorFlow container can use those GPU card for the training job. Before I go to the download station, I would like to show you how we get those label data on the internet. For example, there is a very famous public data set called Open Image V4. You can just Google it.
Okay.
Okay, open this link.
Is this provided by Google?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes. To help the research and the development of the AI. And then there are a lot of images here. You can explore it. So it's random. You will choose a random category for you. For example, it's a home appliance. You can see a lot of pictures show here and all labeled. I mean, so the label is mean they already have some people to
Taking those.
take the data and the label the correct category. So if, for example, if you want to train a model to classify for polar bear,
Okay.
you can just search it. Okay, so you don't need to take the picture by yourself. You can just download the data from here, all labeled.
Okay. It's quite convenient.
Yes, and you may want to develop classify to recognize what's the teddy bear, what's the polar bear. So you can also have the teddy bear here. Okay, so then you can download data using from here. Go to the download tab and option. Because the data is huge, so you have different options. For example, you can just download a simple data set, maybe just 600 gigabytes.
Smallest size.
Yep. And then you can get all the link here. For example, you can see the link. And so we just copy all the link and add to the download station. And the download station will do all the job for us.
Oh, okay.
Download station will download all the files one by one.
Okay.
Yes, so you can see almost all files are finished.
Okay.
It's
But
almost
just some is downloading.
Yes, there are some. They're still downloading.
Okay.
Yep.
So you don't have to click all the link, right?
Nope.
One by one.
I don't need it.
Copy everything. Copy all the links to the download
Just
station.
add the download task here.
Okay.
And copy paste all the URL.
Okay.
And just click start. Then just wait.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. For the storage, we have several SSD and hard disk for our TS-2888X station. For the storage volume, we also enable a snapshot feature.
Okay.
So then we don't need to worry any data loss. For example, if we can see there's a download folder here. This is a download from download station. If one day the data may be missed or something else, we can just open a snapshot manager. You can see different date and the time, the status of this folder.
Okay.
So for example, I switch to 14 October. You can see. So if I want
Status
to
of,
restore the data,
October 14th.
yes, October 14, I can just click and restore the data.
Okay.
So then I don't need to worry any data loss.
Okay, so
And,
it's also working for those training models. Normally, I think you will have a lot of training models.
Yes, exactly. So all the training model we put in different folder, and all the data is automatically snapshot. So if one day maybe one model is override or something, I want to restore some version, I can just use in a snapshot manager.
It's just like versioning.
Yes, and we don't need to develop any specific software. Just using snapshot manager,
Okay.
we can do it. Okay, finally, I would like to show you how I do the training job. So just like what I say, we're using a container station. For example, what I want to demo is this one, live. And I use in the TensorFlow 1.9 GPU Python 3. But you can also see there are a lot of different containers here.
Okay.
Created by our engineers. They may use different framework. For example, some engineer may use PyTorch. Some engineer may test in the beta version of TensorFlow.
Okay.
They can just create their own Docker.
So all other engineers, they all can work in the same NAS, right?
Yes, can work in the same NAS.
Just go into the container station and download the like TensorFlow or PyTorch.
Download the image and just run it.
Okay.
And everything is ready.
Okay.
For example, I would like to show you. This is a TensorFlow environment. If I want to do the training, I may develop a program. This is the example program. I click enter, then start TensorFlow 1.9. And you can see it's downloading the data, and now it found there are several GPU cards, so it starts training very fast, very quickly.
Okay.
And so this API means the GPU card already scanned all the data,
Okay.
a few thousand of data, only 10 times, 15 times, very
Okay.
quickly.
Actually,
And
to be honest, I'm not very familiar with this part.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
no worry, let me show you the this one, the TensorBoard. You can see, okay, this is the real-time status of the training.
Okay.
It means the accuracy is increasing, and the loss, I mean, you can see it's, error rate is reduced,
Okay, getting lower.
getting lower. Okay. Okay, so you can see also see the so-called deep neural network, how it look like, and the other diagram. So you can check this using our NAS and using your any framework you like. Okay.
So everything is running on the 2888X right
Yes,
now. Okay.
yes.
Okay, sounds cool.
Cool. So let's go back to the computer. Sorry, to the PowerPoint. And after we see all the demo, here are a case study that is from QNAP that we have cooperated with hospital system in Taiwan.
Yep.
So we will just show you what we have done and in the real case.
Okay. Cool. I would like to share a case about healthcare. The major application is diagnostic assistance. Help of in the past we will have the medical image, for example, the OCT and MRI from the machine. By leveraging the AI, we can predict the disease just using the medical images. Yes. For example, this is a very traditional process. Normally, you need a equipment to scan the data. For example, if it's eye disease, you need a machine to take a shot of your eye,
eyeball. Okay.
and the image will produce, and the doctor will see the picture and say, okay, the category may be the normal, or maybe active weight, or Drusen. Okay, it's age-related macular degeneration. It will classify into 4 categories. So the doctor will label the data, and we collect all the data and put it into the our AI NAS, the TS-2888X, to do the training.
Okay.
After several rounds, maybe 100 model, then we will fine tune and we will get a acceptable accuracy model. Then we can use it to influence the new image.
Okay.
So then the new medical image comes, the model will identify. Okay, will say, oh, it's normal. Then doctor can double check,
Okay.
correct or not, and we will collect those incorrect data and retrain again and again. So the
Okay.
model accuracy will increase
Okay.
day by day. So for this kind of model, actually, based on different requirement, we were using different methodology.
Okay. Okay.
For example, if we want to train a model to show for if this image is normal or this image is active weight, it's a traditional okay, it's the so-called image classification problem.
Okay.
The AI model get an image and predict, you will get a result. So normally you need 500 or 1,000 label image for each category. The model, the methodology you need is the convolutional neural network, the VGG 16, Google Net, ResNet, and normally you can have the model trained a few hours,
Just a few hours.
just a few hours
Okay.
normally. But if it's not enough, we want the AI model to tell us where is the disease.
Okay.
Then we need label data. The doctor need to label the ground truth answer, the correct answer. Then we use, and then we need a different methodology. For example, SSD, YOLO, or different topology. Normally we need days or hours or days, depending on the
Okay.
data,
Longer
the volume
time.
of data. You need a longer time. And normally 1 GPU card is still enough, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
But if you want the data, the AI model to predict exactly the shape,
Okay.
mark exactly the shape,
Okay.
then you need the first thing, you need the doctor to label the correct data.
Oh, right.
And you need a larger model,
Different methodology.
different methodology, UNet,
Okay.
SegNet. And then you need multiple GPU card. It's recommended. Maybe then you need maybe days or weeks to train the
Okay.
model,
Okay.
because you expect the AI model to predict exactly the shape
Okay.
of the digits.
This is okay.
So depends on the requirement, we need a different methodology, different framework, and but using by leverage the TS-2888X,
Yeah.
I think we can achieve all these job, all these requests from the customer.
Okay.
Can anyone read the name of the case study?
Colloidal neovascularization.
Okay, so all our users, if you know how to pronounce this, please leave a message and let us know.
Colloidal
And that will be all we want to show you about our new NAS TS-2888X. So let's go back to the live. And this is this the first NAS that we provide for developers to do their AI training?
Actually, we have provided similar function before, but this one is specific one.
Okay.
Specific AI
Meant
NAS.
for AI training.
Support this kind of powerful processor. We can support up to 4 GPU cards, and we are providing our customer not only just the hardware, but also those functions like QAI, containers, download station. Actually, I was surprised download station is that useful for his team. Okay.
So if you are an enterprise user or you are trying to develop your own AI model, trying to train your own AI model, I think this is a good way because we kind of packed everything you need to maybe from the very first beginning and the process when you train your own model, and the back end is like how you protect your data file from being lost, or how you protect all your training model when multiple users are all using one of these NAS. So wait for it, and when can we see it in their domestic reseller?
I hope in this year.
Okay, so we will just put some focus on this one. So if you're interested in this one, contact your reseller and just wait for it. And if you like our video, please don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for your watching. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
太好了，你们人真。